Today we are in Gravesend for the penultimate BHPC event of the season. Gravesend is in the southeast of England. The championship podium will be determined here. Liam Goodman in the Nostro streamliner is the favorite to take the second spot behind Slash. If he is at his best, I won't be higher than third. And then there is the competition from the velomobiles. Jonathan Woolwish has improved the aerodynamic properties of the Nostro streamliner. I had trouble getting at the same speed in the previous years. This year, it should be even harder. He's got a wheel fairing on both wheels, so the bike promises to be quite lively. I'll always find aero wheels make the handling quite bad when it is windy. And it is windy. For that day, I am using my trusty lightweight shallow metal wheels, as there will be a lot of wind and a lot of braking. The first race is around a very small oval track. The riders are split into 3 categories: slow, medium and fast. And we are starting with the slow race. Somehow, Sheriff Harding on his on-cycle is having the fastest start. After the first lap, Don Shackley on his high VTX is ahead of Sheriff Harding on his on-cycle. They are followed by Alice Tullet on her upright bike and Peter Smorsit on his on-cycle. Jonathan Woolwish is second before last due to his bad start, but he is catching up fast. Alice Tullet on her upright bike has taken the lead. But Jonathan Woolwish on his Hocus Pocus slow racer is getting closer in second place. Don Shackley is leading the chasing group of the 3-wheelers. The leader of the on-cycle classification, Rob Womack, is still only third of that classification today, but he is ahead of Mark Howard, who is the second in that classification in the championship. Mark Howard on his on-cycle is going to overtake Sheriff Harding and Peter Smorsit. Jonathan Woolwish on his low racer has taken the lead of the race. Alice Tullet is in his wheel. The chasing group has exploded as Don Shackley on his Ice VTX has dropped everybody in that group. Peter Smorsit, Sheriff Harding and Mark Howard are fighting for the on-cycles classification. Rob Womack is still working hard to stay ahead of Mark Howard on his on-cycle. Jonathan Woolwish and Alice Tullet are lapping everybody else. Don Shackley is still ahead of Natalia on her electrified trike. Maybe there should be some kind of electrified classification, although it could be difficult to establish rules, as people could end up fitting high wattage engine. At the same time, the engine can make the difference between riding and not riding at all in some cases. Alice Tullet on her upright bike has taken the lead, ahead of Jonathan Woolwish on his Hocus Pocus slow racer. He's taking back that lead. Mark Howard has taken the lead of the on-cycles classification ahead of Rob Womack. Jonathan Woolwish on his low racer has launched an attack and he has created a gap over Alice Tullet. The battle for the on-cycles classification is still raging on. Jonathan Woolwish looks bound to win the race. Rob Womack and Mark Howard are still battling for the on-cycles classification. Alice Tullet on her upright bike is in second place. Don Shackley on his Ice VTX is in third place. Mark Howard is getting ahead of Rob Womack on his on-cycle. That will probably end up with a final sprint. Jonathan Woolwish has won the race. Alice Tullet gets the second place. Mark Howard edges out Rob Womack to win the N-Cycles classification. The next race is the medium race. It looks like James Suckling here is riding a bamboo upright bike. A group of 3 tricycles on the bamboo bike is taking the lead. Is a bamboo bike better than an aluminum bike or a carbon bike? It is definitely more environment friendly. Dave Minter on his tricycle is leading ahead of Liam Pike, Jeff Booker and James Suckling on his bamboo bike. The leading group of tricycles is losing ground. As you can see, Gemma Foray in her streamliner is catching up with the leaders. Melvin Friend on his King cycle is in last place. He still needs to go as fast as possible to beat the people in the slow race. It looks like Nigel Slee on his Fuji Low Racer has taken the lead. Ian Pike on his tricycle did not have the pace to keep the lead. I think James Suckling on his bamboo bike has actually taken the lead after a short acceleration. Nigel Slee on his Fuji Low Racer, William Tullett in his velomobile and Gemma Foray in a streamliner are not far behind. Ian Pike on his tricycle is on his own behind that group. William Tullett in his velomobile is overtaking James Suckling on his bamboo bike to take the lead. Nigel Slee and Gemma Foray are right behind. Ian Pike on his tricycle is still in 5th place. On this track, we expect the most aerodynamic bikes to have a big advantage, although the turns make it difficult to go as fast as possible. William Tullett in his Quest velomobile is now leading the race. James Suckling on his bamboo bike is trying to follow him, but he is being dropped. Nigel Slee and Gemma Foray in her fully faired King cycle are battling for the podium. The leaders are lapping the slow riders. Gemma Foray is still in the wheel of Nigel Slee on his low racer fighting for the 3rd place. William Tullett in his velomobile is now flying away in 1st place. Ian Pike in 5th place is dominating the other tricycles. James Suckling on his bamboo bike is still in 2nd place, but Nigel Slee and Gemma Foray are closing in. William Tullett in his velomobile is dominating the race. Now James Suckling on his bamboo bike is fighting to keep his 2nd place. Gemma Foray in her streamliner has launched an attack and has taken the 2nd place. James Suckling on his bamboo bike and Nigel Slee are trying to come back. They may be helped by the back markers that are going to block the turn. William Tullett in his velomobile is consolidating his lead. Gemma Foray in her streamliner is trying to lap Ian Pike on his tricycle, but he is making it hard as he is accelerating. Gemma Foray in her streamliner is set to take the 2nd place, unless James Suckling on his bamboo bike launches a last-minute acceleration. William Tullett in his Quest velomobile has won the race. Gemma Foray takes the 2nd place. James Suckling on his bamboo bike is 3rd. Finally, this is the fast race. I am right behind Johan Farwer on his M5 Low Racer. The Not So Streamliner has the best start, followed by Johan on his Low Racer, then me on my iRacer and Slash in his B&O Streamliner. I am launching an attack straight away. On and I am taking the lead. I am not expecting to hold that lead very long, but I want to take the unfair and partially fair points. Plus, it can be difficult to overtake on this track, especially when it comes to overtake somebody that goes at a similar speed. You either have to sprint in the straight or take more risk in the turns. Slash has taken the second place. Ryan Goodman in the North Streamliner is favourite to take the second place of the race and the second place of the World Championship, but he still has to overtake me to achieve all that. The Bino Streamliner is overtaking me to take the lead, and the Nosso Streamliner is overtaking me to take the second place. Slash in the Bino Streamliner is leading the race as usual. He can't probably go at full speed because of the turns. The year before, he went off the track by cornering too fast. The streamliners are flying away. Oops, what have just happened? Ryan Goodman is also streamliner has crashed off the track. Let's see that again. There was nobody to overtake. It looks like he lost control because of the wind. The bike is more aerodynamic than ever, but it looks like the handling has become worse in the wind. Due to this unfortunate incident, I am now in second place, and I am lapping people. This year, it looks like the velomobiles are scared of the track, possibly because of the challenging corners, where we have seen velomobiles taking tumbles. Now the race is a time trial for me, as I have no realistic chance to catch up with the Bino Streamliner, and I don't know if anybody is catching up from behind, apart from Slash who is lapping me. Derek Twiddle in the Yellow Donkey Streamliner is closing on me fast. Derek Twiddle in the Yellow Donkey Streamliner is overtaking me, and I am not able to stay with him. Ryan Goodman is Nosso Streamliner is back on the track, but he is greatly diminished. As the laps are short, I'm lapping Dave Griffiths on his Ice PTX another time, as well as Andy Foray in his fully fair King Cycle. And I am lapping Dan Bergonzi on his Raptor bike. Slash in the Bino Streamliner is the only one lapping me today. I don't have any of my direct competitors in sight. Here I'm lapping Kim Wall on her Optima Bay run, and Gerald Sherwood on his Bureau Red Racer. I am going to lap Liam Goodman in the diminished Nosso Streamliner. It does not look very stable, so I am waiting for the end of the turn to lap him. In the end, I took the third place. I was actually close to lap Buren on his M5 low racer. Now is the second slower race. The track is more challenging as there are now more turns, plus there is a reasonably fast descent. There will only be a faster and a slower race this time, no medium race.
3, 2, 1, go!
Jonathan Woolwich at the back is somehow riding a road bike on not his usual low racer. After the first lap, Jan Pike on his tricycle is leading the race ahead of James Suckling on his bamboo bike. William Toulette in his Quest velomobile is third. Judy Swallow on her high strike is in fourth place. Mark Howard is first in the Uncycles classification. Rob Womack is only fourth in the Uncycles classification today. He's using some precious championships points. James Suckling on his bamboo bike has overtaken Jan Pike to take the lead of the race. William Toulette is in third place. Judy Swallow on her trike is fourth. She's followed by Geoff Booker on his trike. The track is more hilly than in the previous race, so aerodynamic bikes have less of an advantage. Jonathan Woolwich is in action on his road bike, probably because it is hard to balance his low racer going slowly uphill. Here is the hardest part of the track. The gradient is around 8%. James Suckling on his bamboo bike is flying ahead of Jan Pike on his tricycle. William Toulette is still in third place. James Suckling on his bamboo bike is dominating the race. Jan Pike on his tricycle is in second place. William Toulette is third. The time gaps are getting bigger. Judy Swallow in his fourth place along with Geoff Booker. James Suckling is dominating the race. Most recombinant bikes in that race are less efficient going uphill, either because they are much heavier, like the velomobile here, or have suspensions and possibly complicated transmission. And the turns make it harder to maintain the speed. Geoff Booker and Judy Swallow are still battling for the fourth place. Mark Howard is the first uncyclist. James Suckling on his bamboo bike is lapping the slower riders. Jan Pike in time trialing position is still in second place. He is followed by William Toulette in his Quest velomobile. James Suckling on his bamboo bike is leading the race. Is followed by Jan Pike on his tricycle. William Tullet in his Quest Velomobile is in 3rd place. It looks like Jonathan Woolrich had a flat tire. That is not his lucky day, as both the not-so streamliner and the road bikes had issues. In the end, James Sucklings on his bamboo bike has won the race. Now is the time for the second fast race. I am attacking from the start. There is a descent followed by a reasonably sharp turn. I think one rider did fall off right there in the race 2 years ago, so I have to be careful not to overdo it. This time everything goes well. After a little while, Slash in the Beano streamliner is catching up with me. Slash is overtaking me to take the first place. I still have to defend the second place. Somehow, Andy Foray in his fully faired King Cycle has stopped. I'm lapping Gemma Foray here in the second fully faired King Cycle. The hardest bit is to lap people in the descent followed by the sharp turn. There is still no sign of anybody catching up. This is the perfect opportunity to take championship points for the overall classification. Usually, Lion Goodman in the not-so streamliner would be in the fight for the classification, but unfortunately, the earlier crash has made it more difficult, although he is still going pretty fast. I now have the Yellow Donkey streamliner in sight. He beat me in the previous race, but I am lapping him in this race. The turns are the most annoying parts of the track to lap people, as I am never sure if they are going to take the turn wide. Slash is lapping me. Here is Eng Yong-ong on his X-Low Performer Low Racer. He's probably slightly more aerodynamic than me, but it makes very little difference on this track. I still have to continue to push hard, as I have no idea how far Johan is on his M5 Low Racer. I'm lapping Derek Twiddle in the Yele Donkey Streamliner. In the end, I will lap Johan and finish in second place. I now have a serious option to get the second or third place overall in the championship. Slash will win the race. Liam Goodman in the Nosso Streamliner will be third. Johan Fowler on his M5 Low Racer will be fourth. The overall, unfair and partially fair trophies are more or less won, as there are not enough points left to win. Now we have the one lap time trial. I'm trying to start after somebody reasonably fast, as there is always the risk of catching up with the previous rider and wasting some precious seconds in a turn. One lap time trials are absolutely scary on this kind of track, as the risk of overshooting a turn is really high. I decided to start after the Not So Streamliner and before Slash, which was reasonable as we did not get in the way of each other. Slash won, I was second, Liam was third. The final race is 90 minutes plus one lap. Slash is having the best start. I'm accelerating to follow him. I'm not letting him go away too easily. I'm accelerating to come back next to him. But he is really too fast. As everybody is racing at the same time, there is more overtaking going on. So I am probably slower, but so are the others. Here I'm lapping David Griffiths on his ICE VTX. And I am lapping Kim Wall on her Optima Baron. Gerald Sherwood is lapping Shami Lambert on her upright bike, and I am lapping him. I now have the Not So Streamliner in sight, and I am lapping him, which more or less guarantees I will finish ahead of him. Now I actually have Johan on his M5 Low Racer in sight. He is not very easy to lap, especially in this part of the circuit, which is more favorable to the most aerodynamic bike. Plus, he has obviously seen me. Finally, I am lapping him. It is looking like a repeat of the previous day. But I will eventually run out of energy towards the end, and Duran will come back and unlap himself. But fortunately, the race will be done before he can do more damage. I will keep my second place ahead of him. Slash will win that race. I am now guaranteed to get the unfair and partially fair trophies. I have also taken the second place in the championship, behind Slash in the Beano Streamliner.